Blue Bloods has been on for over a decade, but unlike most shows, it still managed to keep things interesting. The CBS crime drama is now in its 13th season, and that itself is impressive. Fans of the show are hoping it goes on for a few more years, and Tom Selleck has recently spilled some major tea. Let's look at this and what he thinks about the show now that it's approaching 300 episodes. First up, what did Tom Selleck say about his future on Blue Bloods? Tom has been a part of the show for many years, playing Frank Reagan, the head of the family. So, of course, his presence on the show is really important. Along with Danny, Erin, and the rest of the gang, Frank Reagan and his family have become an essential part of Friday night TV, and there's no denying that. We honestly look forward to seeing them gather around the dinner table every week. As we mentioned earlier, it's really impressive that the show has been on for over a decade. Fans can't help but wonder, though, if there's going to be a season 14 coming up soon, and if some longtime stars of the show are going to be retiring from it. In an interview with TV Insider, Tom answered some burning questions fans had, and these were on the top of the list. The 77-year-old actor has had a great run in his career so far, from Magnum P.I. to Friends and 3 Men and a Baby. He's become a household name and has been one for a long time. This is exactly why it wouldn't come as a surprise if Tom Selleck is starting to think about retiring from acting altogether. The interviewer asked Tom if he would be down to make 15 seasons of Blue Bloods, and Tom replied very practically saying, "I've got a mortgage. I'm game." That's definitely good news for longtime fans. Even though the writers and the rest of the actors really want the show to go on for many more years, CBS hasn't made an official announcement yet. This shouldn't concern fans, though, considering they only announced the latest season in April of this year. Moving on, let's take a look at Tom Selleck's career so far. Tom Selleck is one of the most well-known actors of recent times. It's crazy to think of how he started off small. A lot of new Blue Blood fans might not even know that he played a college senior on The Dating Game in 1985. Selleck had very humble beginnings. At the beginning of his career, he took on any and every small role that came his way, even television commercials. Even though Tom is known for his appearances in TV shows for the most part in the 1980s and 1970s, he even played some minor roles in films. The movies Murderer and Charlie's Angels were just a few of these. Tom Selleck had it all in his younger days: good looks, impressive acting skills, and a great physique, but he still wasn't getting the roles he wanted in order for his career to move forward. All this changed almost overnight when he was offered a role in Magnum P.I. Everyone instantly fell in love with Thomas Magnum, a private investigator. The series itself was a big hit too, and things just kept getting better and better from that point onwards for Tom Selleck. This just reminds us that we should never give up on our dreams. Now, more about his role in Magnum P.I. This is rightfully known as his breakout role.
Of course I am. Of course. What do you think I used to wipe off the bloody windshield so I could drive the ruddy car?
Even if you weren't alive when the show was airing, your parents probably remember Tom's signature mustache and his many character traits. One main reason why Thomas Magnum's role is so dear to Tom Selleck is that he had a lot of input into what the character would be like. Magnum was originally intended to be a Bond-type character, but Selleck was the one who insisted that he should be changed into more of an everyman with a number of flaws. Thomas Magnum is just a regular, flawed guy. He's immature, gets a whiny voice when he's stressed, is arrogant, and even manipulates his friends. Magnum also loses many smaller character conflicts in embarrassing ways before cracking a case. He frequently turns to the little voice in his mind during his inner monologue. This little voice seems to be a very highly developed kind of intuition and even has a small belief in the paranormal because of multiple puzzling events. All these quirks are what makes his character so relatable. This show was huge, and things just kept getting better for Tom Selleck after it. He's been booked and busy ever since. All in all, he's an iconic actor who delivered some iconic performances, and he is unforgettable. This is the iconic role Tom Selleck played before he became known to us as Frank Reagan. On CBS, Magnum P.I. aired for 8 seasons and almost 200 episodes. Selleck spoke candidly to E.T. about his time on both programs and his luck in finding a terrific show to replace Magnum. Now, let's look at what Tom Selleck has to say about Blue Blood hitting 300 episodes. Magnum P.I. has undoubtedly played a significant role in in Tom Selleck's career, but so has Blue Blood. The actor is feeling more thankful than ever that he was able to be a part of not just one long-running show, but two, as Blue Bloods approaches 300 episodes. Even though it hasn't happened yet, there's no doubt the show hitting 300 episodes will happen quickly once it's renewed for seasons 14 and 15. Despite being 13 whole seasons in, the show is still trying to fix plot holes and also doing first-time storylines. Considering all the success this show has had, things haven't always been so smooth. It's also been on the verge of cancellation so many times. Hopefully, the ratings will remain the same throughout season 13, and this would mean it'll be renewed. It's amazing that the writers and the cast have managed to keep things interesting for so long, so it makes sense why this series would be so close to the actors' hearts, especially Tom's. Moving on to what he said about the Blue Bloods' legacy. As we said, Blue Blood fans are extremely loyal, and they have many reasons for this too. From the writing to the setting to the way everything unfolds, it's hard not to stay invested. Even Tom Selleck seems to recognize it. He spoke about how he and the rest of the crew are so lucky that the show has survived this long. Selleck also said that after completing 8 seasons of Magnum P.I, he never thought that he would be so fortunate to be part of a long-running show again. In spite of all the odds, Blue Bloods is currently in its 13th season. Tom also recognized that it's difficult to believe that a show will last 13 seasons and produce up to 300 episodes. But Blue Bloods is different because it has a ton of potential. Selleck thinks that this is because it focuses on police work while still being a character-driven show, and we can't help but agree. The characters don't just do surface-level police work, but they have some depth to them, and that's what keeps everyone engaged. Now, do you see the similarities between Tom's character on Magnum P.I. and Blue Bloods? Both of them are flawed and very human. Even Tom acknowledged this. He is a firm believer that characters should be allowed to grow as they go, and this means that there's so much potential for the future of the show. Finally, what's next for Blue Bloods and Tom Selleck?
Well, Abigail, those times were a long time ago.
In case you haven't heard already, a Magnum P.I. reboot is supposed to hit the screens in 2023. It's definitely going to be great, even if Tom Selleck isn't reprising his role in the show this time. Things are going to be really different this time around, but Tom's legacy still stands strong. Plus, fans are still going to see him on Blue Bloods every Friday, so he's not going anywhere right now. The show's excellence is truly undeniable. Its long legacy appears to have no plans to end anytime soon. It's truly amazing how the series has been able to go on without any significant story arcs or cliffhangers, in contrast to the majority of shows these days, especially crime-based ones. As much as everyone wants the show to go on for a few more years, there's no official announcement yet. Whether or not Blue Bloods will return for the 14th season has not been confirmed by CBS. We can still hold on to hope because season 13 wasn't officially announced until April 2022. It's always a waiting game with these things. For now, if you want to keep up, be sure to tune in to Blue Bloods on Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS to find out why Tom Selleck is so full of praise for the show. If you have a membership, all the seasons of Blue Bloods are also available on Paramount+. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Blue Bloods will last a few more years on TV? What do you think of Tom Selleck's comments about the show's future? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you at the next one.